94-year-old killed during a home invasion.
And we just learned the tragic details of how she died. The coroner says Eusebia Garcia died of head and neck injuries. It's another senseless killing, adding to a murder rate that's on the rise in Cleveland. Cleveland homicide detectives are investigating 7 homicide cases just in the first 2 days of this week. 5-year side investigator Scott Knoll has been digging into the numbers for us. And this has been quite a deadly year in Cleveland. He's live from Slavic Village with more details. Scott?
Yeah, those numbers from Cleveland police are through yesterday, and they're numbers that hit especially close to home here in Slavic Village, where detectives are already investigating 2 different homicides just this week. Monday morning's murder of 94-year-old Eusebia Garcia in the case of a woman's body found outside a Slavic Village church, part of a deadly week already in Cleveland in what's shaping up to be a particularly deadly year. According to Cleveland police, 95 people have already been killed in the city so far in 2018. That's up from 86 through the same time last year, a 10.5% increase. Last year, there were 130 homicides reported in Cleveland, down slightly from the year before, but still the 3rd deadliest total in the last decade. But what does it all mean?
1 homicide is too many.
Dan Flannery is director of Case Western Reserve's Beacon Center for Violence Prevention, Research, and Education.
Anytime you're going up in a category where you don't want to be going up, it's cause for concern and cause to pay attention.
And he says the city is, pointing to programs aimed at interrupting the violence and rebuilding relationships between police and the community. As for a cause, Flannery says that will take time to sit down and look for patterns and motives. But he doesn't think this year's increase is necessarily the beginning of even bigger jumps to come. The fact eyes are focused on the problem and its rise, an important step, he says.
And that's what it's going to take, is sort of every day waking up and saying, what are we doing to address this issue? How are we responding in order to make a difference? How can we be more proactive and preventive in our approaches rather than just waiting for these deaths to occur to investigate them after the fact?
And more proof people are, in fact, paying attention. There's a vigil set for that 94-year-old murder victim outside her home. That's scheduled to begin here in just about half an hour. Live in Slavic Village, I'm 5 on your side investigator Scott Knoll.